Hello everybody and welcome back to It's Smart. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to replace the carburetor on the Coolster 125cc four-wheeler. Let's get started. Alright, so recently after I got my transmission issue fixed with my four-wheeler, the carburetor basically went. It started spewing gas everywhere and it was leaking out, and usually this is caused by a dirty float or just the general area down there. But unfortunately, the one that comes with the four-wheeler, they seal it, so you can't actually take it apart and clean it. I did my best to take it apart and drain it and do all that stuff, but it still didn't work. But fortunately, replacement carburetors are pretty cheap. They're around, $15, and this is what we got today. So let's crack it up and see what's inside. Yeah. All right. So it comes in an extremely, silent box. It doesn't have a lot of packaging on it, or it might be underneath. I'm sure. No, it just doesn't have anything in it at all. It's a pretty plain, boring package. One thing to say is that I chose this one because it had the best reviews on Amazon, and it also fit my measurement spec. I have, I believe it was 20 millimeter. It's 20 millis at the front with 48 volt measurements, and then the air filter didn't even matter. It's a little bit bigger, so I'll hopefully get a little bit more performance. So we'll see. Let's just open this up and see what's inside. So it did come with a bunch of replacement things, so if we ever need to replace the seals again or anything, we can definitely swap those out. Alright, so we got a couple of fuel filters here, which is pretty cool to see, so we just throw this there. We got here some more of the seals and O-rings that go to the engine, from the carburetor to the engine, a new air filter, excuse me, and then the carburetor itself, and one more set of gaskets and seals, which is really nice to have because if I break it again, I can maintenance this one much easier. And the best part about this also is that they haven't sealed the bowl shut. That's what it's called, the bowl. They haven't sealed the bowl shut at all. You can actually unscrew the bowl. So here it is. This is the carburetor itself.
Alright, so to complete this swap, you're going to need a few items. First, you will need a 12mm socket or wrench, a flathead screwdriver or Phillips head depending on your carburetor, a drill if you would rather, and finally, a wrench if you find it difficult to twist the gas mechanism by hand.
Alright, so I got the air filter installed. Pretty easy to do. Let's hop back out there and let's install this.
Before we get started, you should make sure your ignition is off alongside your safety switch and the gas line switch. These steps are important to prevent an accidental ignition or gas leak. Okay, so after you have followed the required safety measures, go ahead and unbolt the two 12mm head bolts from the carburetor. Make sure to keep these screws related because the new carburetor did not supply any. Next up, use the drill or screwdriver to loosen the hose clamp around the air filter. Once loosened, remove the air filter. Next, use your pliers or hands to unscrew the gas mechanism. There is a spring, so be careful to catch it. The carburetor should be free from the chassis now, and all you have to do is remove the drain hose and the gas line. To do this, twist apart the metal fastener and pull on the line. I would recommend keeping some of the parts that were installed with your old carburetor, such as the plastic separator. You'll see why this will come in handy in a bit. It also turns out the air filter in my ATV has a line coming out of it, going into the engine. For this reason, I decided to install the old one and not switch to the new air filter. So with the old carburetor removed, it's time to install the new carburetor. First, you should install the gas mechanism. It's very important you get the metal cylinder lined up with the pins or it will not go back together correctly. Take note the inside of the carburetor's shaft. You should see two small metal pins, one larger than the other. The larger pin is going to slide along the larger opening in the cylinder. This is the same for the smaller pin as well. Also be sure that the pin fits into the bottom of the shaft, as you should see in this picture. After you have the cylinder lined up in the shaft, take care to push in the spring and to line up the spring so that it's completely straight when secured. I next unbagged the mounting components and found the new plastic piece with the O-ring. This extra gasket piece wasn't in the original install and didn't even line up with the mounting holes, so I decided to throw it away. After securing the O-ring in the hole, install the plastic piece between the carburetor and the engine manifold, making sure the O-ring faces away from the carburetor. It's also a good idea to reattach the drain line before securing the carburetor completely. Use the same 12mm head bolts and tighten it by hand first, before securing with a socket. I did run into an issue though. The plastic snapped, so I had to pull off the whole carburetor, and I decided to use the original plastic piece and just swap out the O-rings. The original piece did seem a little stronger than the new ones, and it installed without any issues. After the carburetor is secured, you can go ahead and install the gas line by using the same metal twist and slipping the gas line on. To secure, twist the metal piece over the other end, making a sort of X, then pull these two parts together. Finally, move the air filter over the manifold and secure using the hose clamp and drill. Congratulations, you have successfully installed and replaced your carburetor.
So I forgot to record me starting it the first time. It just took a little bit of idle adjustment with the battery charge, and it's working great. It starts almost first time. So yeah, so if your carburetor sucks right now, or if you want a little bit of an upgrade, or if you don't want it to break in the future, I would really recommend replacing this out. This cost me $15, and I got some extra part nuts, a couple extra O-rings, gaskets, air filter, and you should get a little bit more performance because the air filter size is a little bit larger, so you're gonna get a little bit more performance out of this, and it only cost me $15. It'll probably take you 45 minutes to an hour. It took me probably double that because I have to film it, so I have to stop and do these kind of things. But it works, and it's not really that hard. So I would highly recommend replacing your carburetor. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like the merch that I'm wearing, you'll see the link in the description. If you want this part, link in the description below. And just go down in the description, hit subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below. Thanks for watching.